Today we are at Gudie Leisure Farm in Najjera too. We are meeting Dr. Gudula Naiga Basaza. They have been in existence since 2009, and Gudie Incubation Center has set itself on a path of educating young people on how to carry out agribusiness in a self-sustainable way. Join us today as we take you on a journey of what it means to be the best farmer you can ever be.
Hi everyone, my name is Nsuga Isaac George from Mukono District in Amawan Sub-County. I came to know about Gudie Leisure Farm after getting Kaule Vivian, who was an agent of Gudie Leisure Farm in Mukono. She talked about it with my dad, and since my dad was a farmer and he had fish ponds, he was interested and he recommended me to join. So as I came to Gudie Leisure Farm, which I graduated from, it is Gudie Incubation Center, I became a youth agripreneur vendor who is adding value to the white meat. Personally, I have really benefited from this program, whereby I have learned many other skills since I was running my father's fish ponds at home. Right now, I'm in position to add something new, because for us, we used to do it locally because he didn't go to the aqua training, but now I can do it for him.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Chara from Rwanda District. I'm a BMA here at Gudie Leisure Farm, 4th cohort member. I'm a vendor and my vela is innovation. I came here the past 2 weeks. So far we have 3 weeks here. The first week was, they were telling us the things that we shall be doing here. The second week we had to go in the lectures. The lectures were done, theory, then after we had to go for practicals. So far being here, I've achieved a lot, whereby my cooking has been modernized. I've been used of cooking but locally, but now I've added value. We have learned very many spices, how to cook different kind of food. For instance, me, I'm a Mchiga, and I learned to make kirowombo. It was so interesting, and now I know when I go back, I can make it. Me as a vendor, I plan to make chips omelette when I go back, but I'll make sure that aside, I roast chicken, I roast pork, I roast rabbit meat, and I sell to my customers. My target market will be the university students, because I stay near Kampala University, and I hope the universities will come and support me.
Hello, my name is NK Jaffet and you are watching Enkumbi Telimba. Today I am joined by Dr. Gudula Naiga Basaza, a farmer and director at Gudie Leisure Farm. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Why farming? What inspired you to start this journey?
Thank you for that question. I started farming, thinking about farming in the year 2009. And this came as a call where I wanted to contribute towards creating employment for people at the base of the pyramid. This was as a result of being attacked by thieves that were young people at our house. And I thought I would want to contribute towards creating employment for young people so that they don't resort into stealing. And at that time, to me, I saw that farming was the only platform where you didn't need any entry requirement.
Wow. So how does Gudie Leisure Farm start, and maybe you can also walk us a bit through how the farm runs?
This is an incubation center. We work with young people who come into the farm. They are assimilated into the world of business. They run their own enterprises until the time of sale. In so doing, they live here when they know how to run a business, and they take away the profit which they use as a startup for their own businesses wherever they go. While we are here at the incubation center, we have 6 nodes of youth that are connected along the value chain. We have those youth who are into the raising of feeds. These are hosted at our feed campus in Isinjiro. In this place, they learn how to prepare low-cost feeds, because normally farmers do not determine the price. It is normally the buyer. So what the farmer has to do is to ensure that they reduce the inputs. So at this campus, they learn about low-cost feeds like raising of maggots that will become proteins, using silage, say from potato, from maize, to increase the value of food, but using low-cost resources. Then we have a second node of young people that we incubate at the White Campus. These are involved into the production of meat, and we are into white meat. We are into fish, we are into chicken, we are into rabbit, we are into pork, we are into turkeys. Now we connect these youth to another group called marketers. These are the ones responsible for looking for market for the producers and the feeders. Then we have another group called the transporters. These ones learn skills of transporting, logistics concerning white meat. White meat is perishable, so they need to learn how to keep the cold chain working as they deliver to the different clients. We have another set of youth called the youth agripreneur vendors. These learn how to add value to meat. These are the ones that you find on the roadside who are roasting meat. So we assure them that once you finish your training, you'll always be accessing meat, and you can access meat at a 24-hour credit. You don't have to have money for you to get the meat you are roasting for the day. After roasting, you come back and pay. And the last category of youth in the value chain linkage is what we call the youth agripreneur health promoter. These ones make sure that whatever we are doing is zero waste, and they are able to guarantee the quality of the product that we are selling to the customer.
Wow. I see that you are very deliberate in everything that you're doing here at the farm. And we were talking earlier on before the interview, and we touched on how you studied. You have a PhD in ICT. I also got to learn that you've done a master's in education, and you said something about being an infopreneur. Why being an infopreneur? Why are you taking that direction?
When I chose in the year 2009 to engage in agriculture, I wanted to play a part that no one was playing. Because in terms of production, there are so many people into that area. But I thought using my background as a teacher, using my background as an ICT person, I could bring information that I would package in the right way for the people at the base of the pyramid. So what I did was to get in touch with different institutions that I actually was working with. Having worked at university, it enabled me to see a lot of research year after year being created that would transform the way agriculture is done, especially for the people at the base of the pyramid. Yet they never get to know about this research. This research is disseminated in a conference where you are meeting people of the same mind that actually don't implement.
Yes.
And later, as I gain into this area, I started connecting with institutions like the National Agriculture Research Organization, NARO. They have a wealth of information, research, technologies that would transform this country. But definitely their mandate is not about commercialization of technologies. And I thought that is the space where I can play. To get knowledge, package it for the ordinary user. That's what I basically did. And I need my education, I need my ICT. The ordinary user could come in person, which we promote as agritourism, but the ordinary user could also take a manual and read on their own, and we make sure that our manuals are self-directed. But the ordinary user might also want to see the video of how it is done. So we are able to provide information in different modes for that user, that we have packaged, that picked from the people who do the research.
Wow. So you've taken us through the process of how you work here, and then you've also given us the motivation behind what you're doing. And now I want to talk about some of the activities that happen here. I know that if I wanted to buy, let's say, meat, I can get it here. And if I wanted to get feeds, I can also get them here. What else? What could you just take us through some of those things that can be found here? What I know, what I can come to Gudie Leisure Farm and get a hand on, and know that this has been sorted.
So at Gudie Leisure Farm, we try to address the challenges of any farmer by ensuring that once a farmer is associating with us, they have the optimal conditions. A farmer at one point will require feeds, and a farmer needs to have a regular, constant, and reliable supply of feeds. The quality of feeds matters. Wanting the feeds and you find them there, but also the price. We stabilize the price. We always buy at peak season and make sure that our price is the same all through for the farmer. So the farmer is able to tell their profit margin no matter what. Even if maize has increased, the price margin is the same.
It's the same.
So that is something that we have done and we are proud of. And we are able to do this because we are provided for storage. We have silos where we keep the extra grain, but we also have the farmer service center. We make sure the feed is there all the time. We are in touch with people who import the different vaccines and different drugs, and they are just a call away. So our farmer, anytime you come, you'll be able to access the drugs, the vaccines that you require. Then in terms of the seed, what chick are you raising? What piglet are you raising? We have control for that. Here we have worked with the National Agriculture Research Organization to ensure that we have a breed that will bring return on investment in a short time.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that because we are all in chicken, the chicken is the same. No, there are different varieties of chicken. Some of them have gone a generation back. So ensuring that we have the right quality of breed for the farmer, that's what we do. Then the other exciting thing is that a farmer, in most cases, can have a challenge with the market. We have tried to ensure that all our farmers are networked into a value chain that assures market. By the time I raise my chicks, I know that there is a vendor going to require my chicks. And the vendor will receive these chicks because there's a transporter to take the meat there. So those are normally some of the bottlenecks that the people into farming have. Then another issue is about standards. Not everybody has gone to school to study agriculture, but what is the function of agriculture for a normal farmer? So we have arranged different trainings. There are those that are extremely short, like 10 days.
Yes.
But normally our training, our smallest should be taking 5 weeks, where you go through an entire cycle and you learn how to raise the animal up to sell. We have found this very, very useful because it gives the farmers a simulated environment of what they should be doing. And last but not least is to have a network where you connect with others, to know who is supplying you, to know whom you are supplying, so that you are not alone. You are carrying the risk along the value chain.
Okay, so you've talked about the how you take on people and train them. What's the criteria for me to come as Japhet? Let's say I have no background in farming, but I want to learn. I want to know how to maximize the value chain that you're talking about. How do I join?
Okay, our farm has its own targets. We target mainly youth. Actually, 100% of our interventions are for youth. Now, for those that are youth, it's assumed that the youth actually don't have money. So they come for incubation without a single fee. Now, when it comes to someone who is not youth, when you're outside the target, you must pay for your incubation.
So I fall under youth. That would.
If you fall under youth, then you come in the category that does not pay up front.
Okay.
You only pay after you have sold.
Okay.
So then, in whatever group of youth that we take on, 70% must be women, 30% must be refugees, 90% must be from the rural. So you might be a youth, but probably because you have already hit the percent for male, we say not this time, maybe next time. And when we are talking about youth, we are targeting youth who are 18 to 35. Here we are training leaders who go back to their villages and train the other youth below that age. Yes.
Okay. So, you know, as you're doing this work, I know you've come face to face with some challenges. And I would like to know, what are some of those challenges that you've faced over the years, and how have you responded to some of those challenges?
Our biggest challenge that we ever faced as a farm was when we lost 30,000 birds in 1 week. And the cause was feeds. We did not control for feeds. We were relying on other people to manage our feeds. We would buy already mixed feeds. So from then we learned it was the biggest lesson that anybody could have. And from there, we decided to make our own feeds, to have individual ingredients and to be able to test them and have the right thing to do. The other one is farming is a profession. It's no longer just a hobby. No, or a last resort, I'm now retired, I don't have what to do, I should go to farming. No, farming requires a lot of research, requires a lot of reading. There's a lot of literature out there. So we spend a lot of time reading how best can we do this and looking at the people that we are serving. We are working with youth. Youth have very small spaces. So you can't just tell them, go and just farm this. You have to think about space. If you have had an opportunity to move around, you see that we do a lot of vertical farming.
Yes.
The youth have no space, but if they have a balcony, how can they also raise chicken? How can they also raise rabbits? How can they actually also raise vegetables? Those are the things we are engaging in.
Wow. What would you say is the big win for Gudie Leisure Farm, Gudie Incubation Center for all the years that you've been operating? What are some of those things that you would highlight and say these are our big wins, or this is our big win?
I think our biggest win is the value chain linkage, because within the value chain linkage we are able to contain the market for all our different nodes. Our second node is the choice of the value chain. We have chosen to do white meat. With our white meat, anybody who engages in it and has taken the optimal numbers will make profit in the first cohort of their business. So if I borrowed money and I'm going to raise chicken, say broilers, which I can sell after 6 weeks, I'll have made profit and I pay back the money.
Wow.
So for us, having done the research and said, let us concentrate on white meat, was the right choice.
Wow.
Breaking even immediately, but having a buyer who is happy. The buyer of white meat, the person buying pork, the person buying chicken, the person buying fish, they eat it happily. They pay very well. In a way, we are having people who have middle class giving back to these people to lift them up, but also the ones at the base of the pyramid are providing a value that's needed by the others. Then regarding white meat, the need of small spaces. There is no space is reducing all the time. So I feel that our white meat choice is a big win for us.
What message do you have for farmers, or even anyone out there who is watching this, as we wrap up this conversation? What message do you have for them?
If that person watching this is a Ugandan, I would want to say that let us stop starving in the granary. As a country, we have what it takes. And feeding the world, feeding the country is a big business. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business. Let's engage in it, and let us also know that we may not be able to do all the farming that there is. Let us choose one niche, we go for it, research for it, make sure you know the supplier, make sure you know the one you are selling to, make sure you know how to raise it, have all the knowledge of that particular item that you are involved in. And when you get the money, invest it wisely so that you always have a fallback. Farming is not one of those, especially animal farming, where you can say that I have no money now, I'm not going to feed my chicken. You can lose all the investments you have ever put in by just missing 2 days of proper feeding.
Wow. Dr. Gudula, Naiga, Basaza, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to also coming and learning more from everything that's going on here. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Enkumbi Telimba as we talk to Dr. Naiga Basaza of Gudie Leisure Farm. Join us next time as we take you on the farm. My name is NK Jaffet and this is Enkumbi Telimba.